Good morning. You can see still working with the lighting issues because we're a little cramped here. It is Saturday, May 20th, 2023. It is 6:06 a.m. in my locale, and it is currently 77 degrees outside. So, yesterday was work. Again, I was the only naturalist there, so I worked 4 tours as a matter of fact. So today, hopefully, we'll have 4 more. Easy dinner, still taking care of both dogs. So I can see Queso right here. Oh, he's got the belly. Come here. I love you. I'm picking him up backwards. So we'll start with our obligatory Queso view. Small snort. Snorter. There we go. Go on back, buddy. We're going to see if I can swivel the camera to see the other one. Pardon the mess in the kitchen. And we're going to gently lift the camera back here. All right. So, you got a nice picture of both dogs. Let's get started with our daily Zen poem. I'm going to warn you guys, this one's long. Okay? The mind of attachment arises from the stopping mind. So does the cycle of transmigration. This stopping becomes the bonds of life and death. Stopping means the mind is being detained by some matter, which may be any matter at all. If there is some thought within the mind, though you will listen to the words being spoken by another, you will not be able to really hear them. This is because your mind is stopped with your own thoughts. When facing a single tree, if you look at a single one of its red leaves, you will not see all the others. When the eye is not set on any one leaf, and you face the tree with nothing at all in mind, any number of leaves are visible to the eye without limit. This is one called Tayukan. He's talking about the holistic approach on how to look at things. And if there's a thought in your mind, but you hear the words, but you won't because your mind is stopped with your own thoughts. Okay, here's where he and I would get right down on the comment. I would say, listen, there's nothing wrong with listening to other people. However, you have to keep an open mind. Not so open your brains fall out, which is everything outside today. But you should be able to, if you're classically educated like somebody, you should be able to hold 2 ideas in your head at the same time and not agree with either one of them. You at least can consider them. So, although it's a beautiful poem, I've got to say I'm not 100% in agreement, because I think what we need more than anything else is not the ability to see things holistically. That's an important feature and we have to use it. But we need 2 things. We need to be able to use discernment, when you're looking at something or listening to something, as I call it, the horseshit detector. And, there goes the air conditioner. And the other thing that is very important for us to consider is that when you are looking at something or listening at something, making sure that you're touching base reality. So when somebody goes, oh, my mom, we'll talk about my mom. Oh, we should feed everybody. My mother would go, I love that idea. Where are we going to get the money? Once it got down to we're going to take it from you, she'd say, only an idiot would take the bread out of a baby's mouth and hand it to a stranger. You can't have it. If you want to feed all the people, you feed them. Leave me out of it. Mom used discernment, looked at the picture in a large way, and then broke it down into smaller components, looking for ways to get there. And if the way to get there was, we'll just take it from you, can't have it, it's mine, I earned it. So, without going too crazy into the weeds, a beautiful poem, but at the exact same time, for me, it lacks the critical thought of engaging with base reality and then using critical thought, common sense, and saying, okay, let's ask a thoughtful question about that. If it doesn't sound like a good idea, you can say, it does not sound like a good idea. If you look at things holistically and it's very pretty, again, I'm classically trained in science. I have to reduce things. I am a reductionist. I have to remove things to their lowest piece. So I'm the guy that would go look at the bark, go look at the tree, go look at the leaves, go look at the whatever, and then come back and look at the whole thing again and go, okay, now I see how it's all working together. Your mileage may vary. Please consult your owner's manual for more information. Let's go to our daily rune pull. No, it is not food. Now you're shy. Now you're shy. Again, fully 1/3 of my living space is covered by a crate, so be cool. But we're going to go for our daily rune pull. Let's see what we come up with today. I pulled it sideways. Sorry. Let's try again. I'm going to flip it over. I pulled it this way. That is Thoricaz, or Thorn, but I pulled it reversed. Okay? It's the gateway rune. Thoricaz, gateway, place of non-action, the god Thor. I pulled it in the reversed position. A quickening of your development is indicated here, and yet even when the growth process accelerates, you will have to halt along the way to reconsider the old to integrate the new. Critical thinking. Take advantage of these halts. Thoughtful questions. If you are undergoing a difficulty, remember that the quality of your passage depends upon your attitude and upon the clarity of your intention. Be certain you are not suffering over your suffering. When you draw this rune reversed, it demands contemplation on your part because a hasty decision may cause regrets, and the probability is that you will act from weakness or deceive yourself about your motives and create new problems more severe than those you are attempting to resolve. Impulses must be tempered by thought for correct procedure. Common sense. Do not attempt to go beyond where you have not yet begun. Be still, collect yourself, and wait on the will of heaven. Well, now we see how it ties into the to the poem. And reading from the little book. The few are the ones who prepare against others, the many are the ones who make others prepare against them. Ooh, I like that. So let's pull it all together with some coffee. Okay? We've got a poem that talks about your thoughts can be in front of you and can prevent you from forward thought or forward contemplation. So what you're going to do is, if it's in front of you, you have to be able to open your mind, not so far open your brains fall out. If you're contemplating purple hair dye, you're probably so open-minded, your brain's falling out. You may want to catch some of that because it's limited time only. If you're thinking about something and it stops, by stopping the thought process and looking at something holistically, what you might do is grab some greater insight. You say that 3 times fast. And then what you do with that greater insight is be able to go and penetrate into that and think more deeply about the process of the problem you're considering. The rune tells us, you've got a good quickening of your development, you're getting there, but be careful. You don't want to act out of, I'll just say it, emotions. And emotions are beautiful for puppies, women, children, and good meals and friends. They are horrible, absolutely horrible decision-making tools. If you would like to see how bad of a decision-making tool feelings are, open your door. very easy to see what emotional decision-making processes will bring you. And the book says that the one that makes many of people prepare, against them is better than the many that keeps the one against it. And that really speaks to the one most important thing that ties all three of these things together, and that is the core of your individuality. You are an individual with thoughts and experiences, and you are trying to move through reality in such a way that you can determine the safest, maybe the bad word there, and best course of action for you through this, whether it be to integrate new information or to reject poor information, to look at things from a reductionist standpoint or look at things from a holistic standpoint, or whether it means to not look at it from any standpoint at all. Because if it looks like horseshit and it smells like horseshit, it's probably horseshit. And you don't have to reduce that down to its base element, and you don't have to go zoom all the way out to see a field full of crap. Use discernment to know where you need to focus your thought, your mind, your energy, and your decision-making process. So that's the message I'm going to hand to you guys today. Okay. Seems to me it's one of those very easy things for me, because I'm just going to go to work and whatever happens, happens. It's a Saturday, so it's probably going to be a little bit busy. That's going to be fun. And we're going to get along today. And then at 6 o'clock, I see everybody at Jack's. So that seems like me to be pretty good. We do have leftovers for lunch. We do have leftovers for dinner if I choose to do that. That's not a problem at all. Nope, me sniffing at the carpet. But, that's what I'm thinking for you guys today. To have that open discernment. Don't stop moving forward. Be able to know when to look at something and to say, okay, we need to look at it from a big picture to a little picture. As you move through the environment today, ask the thoughtful questions. Use common sense. Use discernment to tell you whether you're on the right or the wrong track. What is where you're closer to be. I'm not going to go through the whole, we all have different paths of reality, because the answer is we can all have a different path to reality. And this is one of my favorite phrases. You can think that the ground is as soft as your mom's bosom, and you can think it looks like a fluffy white cloud while you're falling off a mountain. And one split second before you hit the ground, reality, gravity, terminal velocity take over, and what you think, your feelings about something, have absolutely no value. And you slam into the ground. And gravity and terminal velocity are reality. That's it. So make sure that as you're moving through your environment, don't try to create a reality that is going to not serve you well later on in the day, or later on in the year, or later on in your lifetime. You may do it, we all do it, and then we have to walk back the path to reality. And sometimes it's a little more painful. Hopefully you're not going to have that today. My day again is work. I'll be back about 5:15-ish, maybe. And then it's going to be hang out at Jack's for a couple of hours and enjoy my Saturday. And I want you to enjoy your Saturday too. Don't turn this into a frowny face conversation about what am I going to do today and how have I got to work through this. It's not that much trouble. All you got to remember is, if it looks like horseshit and it smells like horseshit, it's horseshit. Just walk away from it. You have other things to do, more important things to concentrate on. You have people that you have chosen to care for. You don't need to engage with foolishness or silly ideas or things that simply don't work. You have the ability to just turn around, walk beside them, walk right around them, and just keep moving. Take care of you, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. And as always, if they're not like-minded, they don't share your values, they have nothing to offer. Ease them down the road. They're not part of your tribe. On that note, you have a great Saturday. I'm going to grab a shower, feed these kids, and upload this video. So, good message today. Very philosophical. Good message. You guys have a great day. See you at 6.